Okay, so I had a problem which I think some people are having with a Mac, where the sound disappears with the speakers when you switch around with the sound settings. I have Soundflower on here, which I use because I do various podcasts and I need to get sound from the computer onto my recordings. The problem being is that when I switch back to the internal speakers, sometimes it doesn't work, and I can't figure out why. So I did a bit of investigation. I couldn't find anything on the internet, so I've done my own. So these are the settings that I have. So I start off with internal speakers, and then what I do is I switch over to a setting that I have created, which is my name, iMac multi-output device recording. So it's on this setting here, and if I go to my audio MIDI, which creates those settings, these checkboxes are the items that are in it. So the problem I had was that when I'd finished and I switched back to my regular settings, it wasn't working. So what I did is that I went back to the regular sound and I clicked on USB. Now USB, for me, I have a little device that plugs into a USB socket at the back that allows my headphones to be a USB device. They're just regular 3.5mm plug-in stereo headphones, but I wanted to control them and not have to keep unplug, plug, unplug, because that's going to wear the socket out. So I use the USB connection. So when I listened through my USB, the sound was fine. So I knew the sound itself was getting to the source. It just wasn't reaching the speakers. When I reset it, restart the computer, the sound came up. The bong sound when you switch the Apple computer on came up. So I knew that the speakers themselves were working and the software that allowed the speakers to work and the hardware connections were okay and everything else. So I knew everything was okay. So there was obviously some problem between the software switching from one setting to another. So what I did is that I went back, switched to my multi-IO setting, had it on here as well, obviously, and miraculously, it came back. So it's just a software switch which allowed me to fix the problem. So going from the standard setting in here in the output, which is internal speakers, and now I know it works. So you can hear that that's working. So that's a positive thing. But you've just got to watch it. I think it's something to do with when you switch around with Soundflower, because you have to use Soundflower to grab the information from the computer onto your recording software rather than recording it from the internal speakers, or from the internal speakers via the microphone, which is not the best way to do it. It's better to grab the information directly, but it obviously, unlike a Windows computer, which is more set up with separate sound cards, it's all integral on an Apple, and therefore it has to be a software switch. So there's the answer. So I hope that helps you, because it was really baffling me. I couldn't figure it out. But it was a simple switch. I knew it was something simple, but there's nothing online about it. Anyway, hope that helps.